One clash, one fall, timeline explode. You could feel red blood run cold across the postcode. Got me down bad and the fear get viral. Fans screaming, season done like a survival spiral. But breathe, my brother, fear don't leave. North London Warriors built from a stronger creed. Arteta armor defense like granite. We don't melt, this ain't that planet. No panic in the streets of North London. Even when that moment make red blood run cold, we stand strong. Fear fades quick when the baseline rolls. Cannon on the chest, never lose control.
What's up? Welcome to the Adams Arms on this Sunday evening, 10:30. How are we feeling? Thing is, right, I've spent it feels like most of the season I've spent trying to talk people round from a really negative place that, most people saying, well, Arsenal can't win the league because they haven't won it in the last 4 years. I don't think that's really how it works. You look at the relative performances of the teams, and by the time you get to 25 games played each, you have a pretty good idea of which is the strongest team in the league. But of course, there is the trauma of the reliving of the last 3 seasons, where Man City for the first 2 seasons were just too strong for us. Hauled us in despite having an 8-point lead, and then of course the next season we went toe to toe, took it to the last day of the season, and just couldn't get over the line. All they needed to do was win, and they did. Last year, both teams fell off pretty badly. I would argue that some part of that is to do with the draining effect of a title challenge, and I don't think it's significantly less draining if you finish 1 point shorter than the next team. We didn't have a squad large enough last season. We didn't have a bench at all for most. We went into some serious injury territory, and we didn't necessarily get the rub of the green with decisions. But this season, so far, everything's gone really well. And honestly, just looking at it, the cold, analytical way that I'm trying to do, I genuinely feel that Arsenal will win the league. And then yesterday happened, an incredibly convincing performance at home to Sunderland. Look, don't get me wrong, you expect to beat Sunderland, but it was really convincing. Jokers with 2 goals to put himself, I think he scored the most goals in the Premier League in 2026. Statistics can do that, though. It's just where you draw the lines, isn't it? So all of that, everybody suddenly decided that yesterday that actually Arsenal were going to win, and it was all done and dusted if Liverpool could get a result against City, which was definitely the most likely event when you looked at it. How many times? I think 3 times in the last 53 years at Man City have gotten a win. Only once before in Pep Guardiola's time at City had they gone to Anfield, and that was in the COVID era, so no Anfield fans. Of course, we went to Anfield and fell victim to Szoboszlai free kick. So when he scored today, I just had that feeling that this show and the rest of this week was going to be about reversing my position for the rest of the season, where I seem to have been, amongst others, trying to keep people from falling apart. And now it feels, and then it felt suddenly yesterday like people actually thought we'd won the league. It's the 8th of February. 13 games left to go. You can say it's a really good platform. You can expect us to win it. And Carling Opta, before today's game, had made us 94.5% favourites. So if, not to patronise, but if you ran the league 1,000 times, we'd win 945 of them. And I think a lot gets said about these stats and these figures and what the bookies are saying. But they are in swing. They are able to fluctuate. I looked again after the City game, and now we're only 91-point-something% favourites. So the reality is we play on Thursday, and we could take to the field away to Brentford, who are not an easy team to beat. There aren't that many easy teams to beat at the moment. And we could find ourselves only 3 points ahead. This is a title running. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how it is. We are going to need to be at our best, most resilient and strongest. I'm very much hoping that we can get the 3 points from Brentford and keep putting it on Manchester City. But honestly, looking ahead at the fixtures, there's a little while before they really face anybody super challenging. And so I can imagine there's going to be a lot more of this nervous, nail-biting, knee-knocking tension, what Alec Ferguson referred to as squeaky bum time. But I'm just saying, can we just enjoy this ride? You're going to need to learn to enjoy this, because this is what titles are like. And no, we're not going to win it in February, and we're not going to win it in March. But did you see anything from the Manchester City side today that really made you scared? I mean, they dug in. Bernardo Silva's interview after the match, I thought, was highly revealing, because he said, we felt like if we didn't win this game, it would be over. I remember 2 or 3 seasons ago when Gary Neville talked about how we were too emotional and it was going to drain us. The highs of winning. Of course, we've been accused of... John Terry came out. I saw that over the weekend. He was saying that Arsenal had been celebrating the Carabao Cup too much. So John Terry has joined the ranks of the celebration police. Let's talk about that as well. But I don't know what we're going to talk about. But I do hope is that our moods haven't dropped too much. But part of me kind of hopes that the Arsenal team are just focusing on what they've got to do. Because if we get onto the pitch against Brentford on Thursday, and we do our job, then we've got Spurs away, Chelsea at home, Brighton away. These are not easy games. So the thing I want to just remind everyone of is we can lose 3 games. 3 of the 13 remaining games we can lose, and as long as we stay on par with Man City for the other 10, so if they win 10, we win 10, we will be champions. Anyway, I want to know how you're feeling. There's a good number of you in, so thank you for being here. Absolutely brilliant to see you. I say this every single time. Malia will tell you. I'm going to try and keep this to 2 hours tonight. It's an early day at work tomorrow, but I am always enjoying these shows, and that's part of the problem, isn't it? Boy Tendio, oi, where's a glass with 4 chambers? I got to get a pint for each trophy in 1 cup. I know. Know what? Fuck it. I'll use a bucket. I have not seen the Sunderland game, by the way. Thought we would win 1-0. Pleasantly surprised at the final score. I hear Zubamendi was on form. It was a cracking opening goal from Zubamendi, and it's exactly what you need when you're facing teams that have come to defend. And it's the sort of thing that you kind of want to see Odegaard doing more of. And I think the recent performances of Martin Zubamendi have been really inspiring. So hopefully people are coming around to the fact that he is an upgrade on our previous, I can't remember his name. Charles is here. Dan Zanzi, how are you? Sometimes the manner of a win says a lot about the opposition when you're up against. What do you think of Manchester City post today? I have your thoughts about them changed drastically. No, not really. I suppose on one level, what I'm just really frustrated by is that Liverpool just have imploded. That should have been a tougher game. I think if we'd played them now and Man City had played them when we played them, it probably would have been a different result. I mean, refereeing decisions, overall, I can't complain about the penalty. Donnarumma with a really David Raya-esque save in the 90 God knows what minute. And I think that the nitpicking, look, if it's the rules, it's the rules. I think Jobazai got sent off. It's only a 1-game suspension. It's not violent conduct or anything, but it just felt like you might as well let the goal go. But I suppose if you're strictly adhering to the rules, you can't do that. So in answer to your question, after today, I think the Man City haven't given up. I think Man City have an appetite to run us close, and that it will be close. Because apart from anything, even if we're 6 points ahead of them, we can't lose sight of the fact that we still have to go to the Etihad. And that's a game I'm predicting we won't win. I'm also predicting we won't win away to Spurs, because that's just Spurs, isn't it? Like, it's a tough game. But to be fair, as per Boy Tendio, I wasn't necessarily expecting us to do as well as we did at home to Sunderland. I think we look more like winners than I've seen us looking. So hopefully it doesn't matter what City do. Dan, Pep Guardiola says they are in control most of the game. Do you think this analysis is accurate or appropriate? Yeah, no, I do. I mean, the first half, but for some... Look, to be honest with you, Liverpool, they're a shadow of the team that we're expecting them to be at the moment. I don't think that Arne Slot's getting sacked. I think when you look at it, Florian Wirtz is starting to pick up, but he's still not the player that I saw in the Bundesliga or that they spent that much money on, that every team in the world wanted. But yeah, I don't think it would have been unfair of City to feel hard done by if they hadn't at least drawn that game. It's just frustrating because obviously we have an agenda. We want to see them lose. And when Szoboszlai's free kick, I want to know from you, did he mean that? Because that's a beautiful curl on it. Like, it just swings out. It's impossible. I mean, I think he probably did, but it's just that it's such a good free kick. And the wall didn't exactly do its job, did they? So we have Hawkwind. You know the drill. Great to see you, geezer. Hawkwind. What did you make of the games? Really want to talk about Arsenal more than... You can't not talk about today's game because it was decisive. The edginess of the title race is back today, isn't it? Still 6 points ahead. Let's go. Whoop, whoop. Big up, boss man. And, of course, all the legends in the chat. The legends in the chat is why we come here. So great to see you, Malia. How you feel? Sounds like you feel positive, but are you? Do you? Are we? Hey, Hawkwind, Charles, and Dio. And Malt Leaky Texas is here. Landlord, how are you doing? Hope you're well. So, let's see. William Holmes, we have the squad depth to compete across multiple fronts, but we'll have to be consistently consistent now. We can't afford any more missed opportunities. Very well put. We just have to focus on us. It is an advantage. We do have an advantage. And, God, this League Cup final is going to be interesting, isn't it? It's going to be so interesting. I don't even know. I don't know. Listen, I think it's when everybody zigs, I zag. So everybody who, on Saturday, everywhere I looked, it was Arsenal have won the league. Arsenal have already won the league. Arsenal have won the league. And I was like, check the calendar. I'm pretty sure it's only February. I'm pretty sure even if Liverpool beat Man City tomorrow, it's only 9 points. But then I saw, this is interesting, isn't it? Paddy Power paid out on Arsenal. Now, honestly, you can take that any way you want. Over dinner with the family, the missus and my youngest asking, why would they do that? Why would they do that? It's fairly obvious why you do that, isn't it? It's really obvious why you do that. Because if it's about 95% likely that Arsenal are going to win, think of the publicity they've gotten from just coming out and handing everybody who bet on Arsenal, which is probably not a huge amount of money for them, paying those bets off, especially when you think that they're 95% probably going to pay them off anyway. But it reminds me, and this is where it suddenly popped into my head, in 97-98, Betfred had paid out, and it was totally unheard of in that long ago. They paid out on Manchester United bets, and Arsenal went on to win the league. But then I don't watch Scottish football, can't find a reason to, but I was told that Paddy Power had done the same thing this season with Celtic. And now it doesn't really look like Celtic are going to win league. So is it a jinx? Is it a curse? Should they just stop handing out until the thing's done? I don't know. Bit annoying. We really should not be stressing about anything as long as we do our job. You're right. You're right. I think people are just stressing because of the amount of time. You can't really expect people who have not lived through a title for 22 years to not get a little bit twitchy now. We just want it done. We just want City to fall over. But you're right. Like, if we do our job, we're there. That's what 6 point lead means, you know? That said, Brentford away. I can feel my confidence ebbing away if they go level. If we lose to Brentford, Who knows? Away at Brentford on Thursday is not going to be easy at all, says Morley, Texas. And there's Mr. Tom, the star of the show on Friday. Absolutely superb. Mr. Tom, I did start watching The Postman. Are you sure about this film? It's absolutely dreadful to start with, but I'm going to persevere with it. Maybe if we finish nice and early tonight, I'll be able to go and watch it. But fantastic. Those of you who are interested in further movie chats, we did one on Friday. It's called Mind Candy. I'm hoping it becomes semi-regular, or at least regular if I can get away with it. But I absolutely love talking films. And thank you, Mr. Tom, for being just... I tell you what, Mr. Tom and I were talking. Well, can't just call him Tom. How should we just call him Tom? Tom and I were talking on Friday about. He did this thing where, I mean, go and watch the show. It's a great show. It's 4 hours. I mean, who hasn't got 4 hours to spare? But he was talking about how he did a year where he had to watch a film every day, and it sort of grabbed hold of me. And I was like lying in bed after the show, thinking, I'm going to do this. And I was like, there's just no way I can do this. I think the rational part of my brain's kicked in and gone, I can't commit to 2 films a week, let alone 7. 14 hours. Amazing achievement, though. And this is what makes him such a good person to do a movie show with. Gyökeres is coming good at the right time. I believe his goals will carry us to the title. He's not finishing this season with less than 20. Punchy. I don't know how many he's on now, actually. But it's 6th in the Premier League 2026. He's starting to come good, right? Mr. Tom, I don't think we have to beat City to win the Prem. The Cups are a different matter, of course. No, I don't think we have to beat City to win the Prem. I have forecast that we lose at the Etihad and we draw at Spurs and we still win the league. So I don't think we have to. Kermit's middle finger, ribbit, typical Liverpool. Okay, now we're cooking. Jose's here. Great to see you. Greetings, everyone. Petition to have Burnley banished from the sport. Yeah, right. I'll sign that. I have no interest in Burnley. They are so down. I may not have to think about them for another 2 or 3 years at least. Absolutely, says Malia. Jose, dum dum dum dum dum dum dum. Hey, look at this. It's bad audio, Bobby. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's always I always say that. Lights on, lights off. You absolute superstars. We can't expect City to be at their worst for us to win the league. We're doing great and beat Sunderland, and it was a great performance. Fandabirosi. How did your bet come in? I saw you had an accumulator that looked good. Well done, the Queen of Rangers herself. We have to fight for our right to party. Now you have summoned the Beastie Boys. I cannot thank you enough. I was a huge Beastie Boys fan as a young boy. I was 12 years old when I first listened to the Beastie Boys, and it was like they were speaking to me. Evening, Rosie, always a legend. Lots of saying hi to each other. Now, why would we bet money be handed out before the final result, though? Yeah, it's just a gimmick. It's just something they do. They do it to because everybody writes about it. It's a great way to get your name out there. It's free advertising. The reality is, people who look at data, I mean, Carling Opta, who obviously run the stats for the Premier League, have us as 91.5% to win the league this season. And that's after today's result. That hasn't dropped massively. Of course, it will change throughout the season. It's very misleading, these stats, because it could go down to 60% if we lose the next 3 games. So it doesn't mean anything. But from where we are right now, they run 10,000 simulations of the league, and in 9,100 of them, we win. So they. If you're using that kind of data and you're a bookie, you can go and get loads of pay out the Arsenal fans. Of course, the smart thing to do now is to put your money on City. You're getting great odds on it if you really think we're not going to do it. But no one can get people to back City. Maybe a start to tonight. Because was that a Champions performance from them? Did they show the grit and determination? They did just beat Liverpool, who, let's face it, it is their only win in the last 5 games in the Premier League as well. That sounds incredibly dubious. It's not dubious. They're entitled to do it. You banana violator. I sense that we may have more merch. I love it. Rosie, I swear bacon and banana pizza is unreal. I love it. Do you know what? You're obviously not that worried about the title race if you're still talking pizzas. I love it. Let me know also if there's any interest in a food show, because this is a pub. We can talk about anything. We don't have to talk about football all the time. It's just this season, maybe it's going to be a lot of football. Betting companies love the publicity that comes from paying early, even if it turns out to be an erroneous decision. Yeah. I was going to say, look, Betfred did it in 97, 98. Didn't cripple them. I don't think there's that much money on Arsenal from the start of the season. As far as I know, not at great odds anyway. Mr. Tom talks wrestling. Great win for Leeds. Great movie stream with Dan on Friday. Oh, thank you. Brentford away. I'm hiding now, and it's on a Thursday. I know it's on a Thursday, which made me think perhaps it is time we did a watch-along. The chilling. Unrealistic, you mean, Dio? Oh, The Postman is awful. It's glorious in its awfulness. Great road trip stream too. Didn't catch it. You would have to pick films for each day, Dan. 2 hours and less for weekdays, and the epics for weekends, public holidays too, I guess. I just don't. I love the idea of it. I just can't imagine I'd ever be able to do it. That's the reality of it. On fire this weekend. At least Tom watched one film a day. I know sickos that watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy director's cut in one day. They lost me at the second film. Sorry. Chris Nix, king of fantasy Premier League. I haven't looked. I think I've fallen behind because I took Erling Haaland out of my team. Yes, of course I did. Did Gyökeres ruin the Havertz and Odegaard bromance? Yeah, I think so. Kai and Gyökeres link up is godsend. It really is good, isn't it? And I think just generally, although people are very wedded to how things were in the past, aren't they? They're always kind of saying, oh, it didn't work before, though it never work again. Kai Havertz in midfield makes sense to me. I mean, he likes that side of the pitch. He's a little bit better at unlocking the play. He finds space, but he's a little less rigid. And perhaps that's because he doesn't take instructions from Arteta quite as seriously. Don't know. But absolutely, the Gyökeres, Kai Havertz link up. Odegaard, we've rested Saka and Odegaard and convincingly beat Sunderland, who are not a bad side. But then that's the worry, isn't it? We're saying that about Sunderland. Some of the games we've got coming up, Spurs, like any logical person would say, look, we're going to beat Spurs, even if it's at their place. We saw that it wasn't a walk in the park against Chelsea, who might come and frustrate us. Away to Brighton, we usually do well away to Brighton, but I could see us dropping points in these. I'm just going to say it as often as I need to, that we have built up a buffer so we can drop points. And once again, the Sky commentary team were talking about how, it might have been Daniel Sturridge, I think, actually, but they were talking about how, well, Man City could win 10 games in a row. He said they could, but so could we. They haven't. We have. I know Havertz would unlock Gyökeres. They have a natural connection. The best link-up players built on deep understanding of each other's movements. William Holmes, great point. And I think it could only get better. I think ultimately there's nothing wrong at all with resting Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard? Odegaard? Odegaard. I don't know how you say it. Let's get some help.
I'd help you to pronounce it. It's pronounced Odegaard.
There you go. So now you know. Indulge me. Atletico Madrid pumped it. City, Palace, all teams won. AM are arseholes. Atletico Madrid. Oh, is that what you're saying? No. Oh, you lost it on the last game, and then that's what's wrong with accumulators. Rosie, if it stops Arsenal winning the league, I'm happy. Yeah, not everyone in the Adams Arms is a die-hard Arsenal fan, are they? I would have kept quiet on that one, Dan. Quiet on what? What have I done now? Beastie? Oh, the Beastie Boy. One lonely beastie I be, all by myself without nobody. No, man, I love the Beastie Boys to this day. Love them. I'm that much of a shit football fan, Rosie. So, City can find form, but the football world is starting to lose faith in our ability to bottle. That's a really wicked way of putting that. I really appreciate you pointing there. I don't think anyone's really ready to put their life savings on either of us. If you had to, you'd be mad to back City. But the fight they showed tonight has been missing from them. I just don't think they're the same team. They look light in the midfield. I was so disappointed with Liverpool. They have fallen apart. Their midfield. I mean, it was the battle of two donut teams, wasn't it? Food shows always welcome Myers. Absolutely. But you don't like cheese, Rosie. The first show about cheese. Paddy Power once paid out on Tiger Woods for winning a golf tournament halfway through that he ended up not winning. It happens. It's great publicity. Paddy Power also did a great... I don't know if any of you saw the Paddy Power advert where they deliver a 115 cake to Manchester City. Pep style. I've never been more ticked off with Pep than I have this season. He's just playing the victim. It's pathetic. I think oysters are overrated, but they are a decent delivery vehicle for some lemon and Tabasco sauce. I also think their aphrodisiac qualities are overrated. It isn't. It's completely overrated. It's just that they have zinc, which can agitate the lower intestine near the erogenous zones. And so sometimes that has given people a false idea that they're being made frisky when actually they're not. Bit boring science, isn't it? Landlords. Gyökeres has scored 8 goals in all competitions this season so far. No, it's more than that, isn't it? Oh, don't make me go and look stuff up already, Mortlicky. It's definitely more than that because he's 6 this year. Or unless I'm quite happy to be wrong, but I am going to look it up. He comes from Sweden. The girls are very nice. How are we feeling about Victor Gyökeres? You know what? If you like players on just attitude, I don't think you're ever truly disappointed. Okay, so 18 played. He scored 8 goals in the league. Yeah, so in the season, across all competitions, he scored 13. Yeah, so 8 in the league. 13 to go. Scores another 5, 6. That's about where most of us put him at 13, 14 goals in the season. Or did you get that wrong or right? You do know watch along. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. No, I just wanna be here more often, you know. And I watch along. I don't know. Maybe it's a foolish thing. Maybe it's like when I sat here and thought, do you know what? I'll watch a film a day. It's like reading a book a day. One or more betting sites paid out on Celtic winning league. They fucked that. Yes, they did. Or it might not have done. Celtic could still win it. Didn't they come from behind yesterday? I was always convinced Havertz was for midfield. I got pelters for that one too. I don't know. I think he is a Raumdeuter. He will play wherever there's space. He will exploit that space. He needs the freedom of the pitch. Should I do the whole show in a German accent? You'd love it. It's okay. I'm happy with Zombie World conquering game right now, so I don't care for receipts. Based on how it's going, we are kicking on and we can start padding, getting players' numbers up and winning in style. I love your confidence. Like I said earlier, when people start zigging, I start zagging. I do just want to say I like the fun-loving criminals. I only know one song of theirs, really. Running around, robbing banks, all whacked on Scooby Snacks. What are Scooby Snacks? We need a Beastie Boys rap video ASAP. Yeah, all right. Yeah, challenge accepted. Since Gyökeres has had Kai, he's looked phenomenally confident and happy. His overall demeanour is very good now. Can Kai last a game? Will Kai be available for the big games? These are all concerns, though, aren't they? Even Martinelli is playing a key role in unlocking our attack. I loved his goal. Anyone who hasn't seen it, it was Roadrunner at his absolute imperious best. Head down, running towards goal, and then slips in Kai Havertz, who, honestly, I didn't think he was going to be able to miss. So we are seeing a resurgent side, but generally speaking, I am worried about. Look, of course, I'm worried about Brentford. Brentford is going to be tricky. How are we feeling about? Oh, before I ask the question, Stefan Marcotti. We're going to regret that home draw to a crap Liverpool team, losing to a Man you shited at home, and not beating Forest. Hang on, it's disappeared. Wait there. I don't think I'm going to agree with this. Went up against these 115 Oilchester Rats. Yes, you know what? Like you're not winning every game and you're not going to get full points every game. In the games I think we're going to regret most, I think you've listed a couple there. I do think we're going to regret losing to Man United at home. It was uncharacteristically poor. Probably I would say also, look, the game against Chelsea, where they were down to 10 men, we can say we might have made more of that one. Liverpool at home, definitely, we gave them too much respect. But, where we are is pretty strong. 53 points is a favourable comparison to previous seasons where we've won it. So, I don't know. I think, listen, if you want to be pissed off, you're going to find ways to be pissed off, right? If you feel as though we shouldn't have dropped any points so far this season, that's fine. But all I'm going to say to you is we dropped points, but Man City have dropped 6 points more. You're right, we've got 50. Did I say we have 53 points? 56 points is, in fact, yeah, that's because we won against Sunderland. So we have 56 points, and I have us tracking to. I've said this so many times, but on the forecast, which is kind of to plan at the moment, we're on 56 points, which is what I expected us to be on, and I expect us to finish the season on 90 points, even losing to City and drawing with Tottenham. But it's not a given. None of this is a given. I still think that Man City will finish on 8. Hang on, I can tell you exactly how many. But they will finish on, if it carries on tracking the way it is, then Manchester City should finish on 87 points. So even beating us, that's what I'm trying to say. But it's squeaky bum time. No, you never get an easy league, really. It doesn't happen. 5 likes. I think everybody's waiting for me to say something clever before they hit like. It's not going to happen. Click now. I've watched 10-man Brentford beat Villa, and we have our work cut out for us. Yes, I've been watching. I seem to have watched a lot of Brentford and been quite impressed with them, which is, I think, why I'm a little bit more worried about them than... Like, I predicted a win. We tend to do well. I know that we haven't got full points at Brentford, but we do. In the last 5 years, we've almost gotten full points. It's 2.25 points per game, so it is one that you would traditionally expect us to get 3 points from. But they are a good side at the moment, and they're challenging for Europe. In 7th spot, they're not. There's plenty for them to play for. They've won their last 2 games, lost the 2 before that. It's definitely not going to be a walk in the park. And anything can happen. We haven't had a red card this season. We haven't had a really bad refereeing decision going against us. We haven't had any of these things. We can only afford 3 draws if we draw or beat Man City at the Etihad. Yes, you're right. But I think it's also worth saying that anyone predicting Man City will now go on some sort of really long tear, I don't know if that's fair either, honestly, because they've, I think the Spurs game will tell you they don't necessarily win them all. Coming up for them, Fulham at home, Newcastle at home. Both of those teams I expect them to beat. Leeds away, Tom will tell you, not an easy place to go. Ask Forest. Then they play Forest at home, then West Ham away. Basically, the reality of this entire situation is that we may be very close together by the time we actually play them at the Etihad. And our fan base is a little bit frightened. We are a little bit flappy. Don't think there's any getting away from that. And Dan Hawkwind had a dancer with amazing Amazonian proportions. Stunner. It's always a case that people always come in here and remember the band. I don't really remember the band. Football is unpredictable. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is predictable. That's true. That's very true. That said, using the data, we are actually exactly where I said we'd be after City play Liverpool. So, I don't know. You can kind of predict it. City got an easier upcoming fixture list. Do you mean in the games immediately coming up, because actually, if you take how they've performed over the last 5 years and look at their upcoming fixtures, ours are slightly easier than theirs. That's the reality. They would expect to get from upcoming fixtures. They would expect to get. Oh no, sorry, I tell a lie. Yes, they have marginally the better of it. They get 34.58 from here, and we get 31.32. But that's because we go away to City. Our 5 games after that are Newcastle at home, Fulham at home, West Ham away, Burnley at home, and Palace away. Right, so 15 points. If we come out of that City game ahead, I think it's going to be a good one. It's as much as you can say, isn't it? You can't really say much more than that. With Man City, you literally have to win every game to win the league, even when they're crap. Didn't last year. They weren't relentless last year. They lost 9 games last year. They've lost 5 this season. I don't know if they are the same City that you're remembering. Only upcoming game I see us struggling is against City. If we double down, we can take it. It's one of my cliches. I'm married into a Brighton family, so I watch Brighton as a fan, sort of. As much as you can be a fan of another team. Brentford away, I think, is going to be tough this season because they're better than they've been last 5. Spurs away is always tough because of the emotion, and that sleepy little stadium of theirs will wake up for a change. Then Chelsea at home. Just went to see us play Chelsea at home. Very much doubt we'd play the same way. But Brighton away, these are all places we can drop points. Everton at home, you expect us to win. Wolves away, then Bournemouth at home, then City away. I think if we lose 2 of those games, it's, it all comes down to how we do at City. Majin! Haven't seen you for a couple of shows. Great to see you. How are you? Just for you, Dan, I had the Leeds Man City game moved to 5:30 on a Saturday night. From when? Was it moved from a 3 o'clock? Does it mean it's on telly? Because it's so annoying, isn't it? These, the 3 o'clock embargo. We're the only country who does this. Also, I am aware that tonight is the. Did anyone else see this? They interviewed American fans of football and asked them which they thought was the bigger event, the World Cup, which obviously they host this year, or the Super Bowl. And without fail, they all said the Super Bowl. But when you actually look at the numbers of people who watch the World Cup, it's in the billions. It's like 122 million people watch the Super Bowl. Well, it might be more, but there's something like 122 times more people watch World Cup football. I don't think the Americans have any idea, the great number of them that don't really enjoy soccer, have any idea how global this sport is and how big it is. I'd love to know how many people watch the Cup final around the world. But to come to the point about Manchester City, you will hear a lot of people saying now that they can go on a 10-game tear, that they can win 10 in a row. So far this season, no team has done that, unless you include games outside of the Premier League. But and also don't forget that they would be starting from scratch because this was their first win, the game before they drew. So I don't know. I think when I look ahead, their last game of the season is at home to Aston Villa, who might be desperately trying to stay in the top 4. They go to Everton away. They have to play us at home. They go to Chelsea away. They go to Leeds away. There are games in that. I don't think I'm being controversial. Manchester City are not winning the rest of their games. If you think they are, by all means, come and convince me I'm wrong. City are not the same since Kevin De Bruyne stopped being their best player. Look at the players they've lost. Look at what was the season where I think it was the season before we got involved, actually, where İlkay Gündoğan came on and they were 1-0 down. It was the season 21-22. İlkay Gündoğan came on and they were 1-0 down to Aston Villa at home and he won them the game. So many players like Riyad Mahrez, İlkay Gündoğan, Kyle Walker, Kevin De Bruyne, John Stones hasn't played, but then you have Jack Grealish. Before you get to people like Aguero, there are so many members of that team who you can't really replace Kevin De Bruyne. Cherky, why didn't he play Cherky? Why didn't he start Cherky tonight? What's with Marmouche? I'm doing it just for Rosie's benefit. I believe it's on telly and the Daniel Farker Bell End Road night-time undefeated streak will be on the line. I think it's not about necessarily thinking that City will lose games, but remember, we can lose 2 games before, if we lose just 2 games more than them in the last 13 and all other results are similar, then we win the league. Unless they overhaul our goal difference, which is already a decent goal difference. Gary's here. Hello. How are you, Gary? Did he wish the trap? I absolutely detest Kevin De Bruyne, by the way. Bit of a prick he is, but I'm sure he has good reason to be that way. But his level as a footballer is surely not up for debate in current City. What do you mean by that? But his level, he was an outstanding footballer who had a really tough life. No one ever. He's just one of those guys who's just never really been popular and not understood why. As a footballer, I can't speak to him as a human being, but as a footballer, I thought he was outstanding. One of my favourite footballers. But yeah, he's not necessarily hugely likeable, is he? If we have a 1 point lead when we play against City and we win, I'm happy to say we'll win the league. But at the moment, if we lose one game, then lose against City, we're level on points, of course. We're level on points, but probably with a better goal difference, depending on how many we lose by. And I get it. Everybody is putting Manchester City in the same bracket as the team that pipped us to the post in 24, that overhauled us in 23. But why not look at this Man City team more like the team that played last season? They're not that much better than the team that played last season. They've scored 2 goals more than us. They've conceded 7 goals more than us. And they have 6 points fewer than us. These all happen for a reason. After 25 games played, you can start to say it's not been fluke our side. Here he is. Oi, Razor. Hope you're well. You want some? I do want some, actually. Your Bristol City beat Hull. What? Do you know what? Watching the Championship is exciting, isn't it? I really thought, anyone can seem to beat anyone. Gary loves it when I tell him that DWT stands for Drop Weight Tier Test. Hello, Gary. Bye, Gary. It's tradition now. It's just traditions, isn't it? I would miss it if it didn't happen. I'll tell you what, guys. Some of the memes that are being made since the Epstein files dropped are hilarious. I haven't seen any. What a time to be alive. Ryan, the Arsenal fan. Hello. Great to see you. Great to see you indeed. I haven't seen any of them. It is a great time to be alive, but I want to go back to how I felt yesterday. It started to really feel, because everyone was saying it, and then I honestly, because I was pretty damn certain that that Man City wouldn't get 3 points at Liverpool. I was certain of it. I was wrong. But I started to actually allow myself a moment way ahead of myself. I started allowing myself a little bit of time to think, could we actually win this? What am I going to do when we win it? How am I going to feel? I was saying to my youngest, that first 1989, that victory, that release, I'd never known us to win a League Cup. I'd never known us to win the league. I'd known us to win a League Cup. We did it 2 years before. I'd never known us to win the league. Didn't really think we were a league-winning team. And then we did it. And we did it despite a horrible last 2 games before that Anfield trip. Awful. And all my hope had evaporated. And the elation, the relief, the pure excitement, the joy, the outpouring of every conceivable football-based emotion, that feeling of complete and utter success, that we'd done it. We were the best team in England, and we'd done it in the most amazing, remarkable way. And I started thinking, are we close to that again? I don't think I am really prepared for what it's going to feel like. 22 years, obviously it's the longest period I've ever known. But for us to not win the league in so long, it's going to have an effect on the fan base. I think you're seeing that. I'm feeling it. You can't pretend you're not. So many people on Arsenal YouTube on Debbie Downers. Be happy for once. Exactly. You should enjoy the trip. Not only should you not waste it, as per Gary's invocation, but you should not fail to enjoy it either. You have to enjoy these, because if you don't, what's the point? The Championship is fantastic, though I don't want to be in it. No one wants to be in it. That's what makes it so fantastic. Lone Star Londoner. Great to see you. Only our own results matter. Yes. And look, how are we all feeling? Are we all feeling really confident about Brentford? Is it just me? It's not, is it? Come on, be honest. Brentford. I mean, I don't know who you'd want to play in the next game. Or could we just play Sunderland every week? Could we play Bayern Munich every week? That would probably do it. Our result head-to-head at Brentford. I mean, obviously, we all remember that really shocking result when they beat us 2-0 in 21. First game of the season. Oh, awful. Since then, though, we've won 3 games since then. So... And last season, 3-1 was... I don't think the 3-1 score, but it was that kind of... It was the first game of 2026, wasn't it? I think. Yes, sorry, 2025. My bad. My first game of 2025. I wasn't sure we were going to do well, and we went out, played really well. We'll have a full team to pick from, barring any ridiculous Gabriel throwing someone over his shoulder in training-related injuries. Hey, Mr. Tom and Anthony, Mr. Gary... Yoka's looked good. If the players believe in their abilities, we can win it. We have the depth and quality to do it. Yes, but where'd you get that belief from? Where'd you find that belief? What if they don't have it? I'm not really as worried as I'm making out, but I'm also not as confident as some of the people I saw all over social media. You know, everybody's falling over them. It's so seesaw. It's a pendulum that swings. Why don't people just chill out a little bit? You know, why don't we just enjoy and embrace it? Say, all we can do is beat Brentford. That's all we can do. There's nothing else that we need to think about. There's nothing else that we need to prepare for. We have to beat Brentford on Thursday night. And if we do that, then we can relax for 3 days before we play it against Wigan at home. They have to become dogs now and fight for the bone. Do you see that appetite in them? Do you see that the past failures have strengthened their resolve, have made them singly more determined? I've been thinking about that. What happens when we win it moment since we signed Hincapié? Bloody hell. Yeah, I think you probably have as well. Everyone by now surely knows that quad loading. This is for me, if we... I still don't think we're going to win the quad. I'm not breaking ranks. I love your energy and I love your commitment to it, but I think the quad's never been done before for a very good reason, and it is still loading though. I can say quad loading until we go out of one of these competitions or lose one, but there is just so much about this season that seems to have gone our way, and one of those things is the mentality. But to be as confident as you since we signed Hincapié, I do really like Hincapié, by the way. I think he's fantastic. I tell you what, we'll see all the dormant Arsenal fans come out of the woodwork. Your neighbour might be an Arsenal fan. You'll only find out when we win the league. Hey, listen, it was like that in 89. In 89, after 16 years of us not really challenging, there's been some lean years in Arsenal's history. That I would say from the early 70s through to the late, till 1989 was tough. We went to 3 cup finals in a row, only won one of them. A great game that was. But, we won against Liverpool in the League Cup, lost to Luton. There was some pretty... A 1980 FA Cup final, which I don't remember, but obviously I remember seeing it as a kid in replays. I was only about 7 or 8 years old, or 7 years old. And Trevor Brookie scored with a header, which is just unfathomable to this day. Boyton Diaz says, I think we beat Brentford. We are favourites to beat Brentford, even away. But... You know what? I think part of my reluctance, part of my concerns around this game is that Brentford took Newcastle apart. Like, I know Newcastle aren't going very well at the moment, right? Newcastle are not in any kind of form. But when it got to 2-2, I thought, oh yeah, this team doesn't know they're beaten, do they? They beat Villa with 10 men for 45 minutes. could see it being a draw. That's all I'm saying. And if it's a draw, if Man City win and we draw, it's down to 4 points. And that, with the game coming up at the Etihad, does not seem insurmountable. We're on track to sell the bottling factory. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Then, Dan, yes, it was a good win over Hull. They were third before kickoff, now they're fourth. I know, I'm gutted. I'm supporting Hull in the Championship this season. I mean, what a Bristol... Can you just get out of the way for a bit? And other results had gone really well, and Hull had been climbing up, and I thought, this could be it. Confident? No. We cannot afford to be complacent. I think I misread that. Confident? No. We cannot afford to be... I agree with you, Majin. I totally agree with you. I think that there is no room for complacency of any kind. We cannot expect it to go really well because we wouldn't want the players to expect it to be easy from here. I think we're different with a fit Havertz. Annoyed he took this long to get fit, but if he stays fit, I'm looking at the UCL more seriously and less hopefully. Look, I don't know if he is fit. I don't know whether he's got 90 minutes in him. I find, what do you do with a player that might only have 60 minutes per game in them? Because what we seem to be doing at the moment is just putting him out there for as long as possible. So he made it to nearly 70 minutes yesterday. But don't you want players who are fully fit? If he's not fully fit yet, is he going to be? I mean, it's a knee injury that they're trying to nurse him through. But I definitely prefer him on the pitch to Martin Odegaard at the moment. Anyone watching Super Bowl? Ryan the Arsenal fan? I'm not. I saw it was Seattle versus the New England Patriots, and it's not. It goes on like if you're watching it in England, GMT or BST, Zanzi would tell me off. If you're watching it in England, it goes on to like 3 or 4 in the morning, and most of that's adverts, things I'm not going to buy. I think Kai is helping us turn a corner. We're coming alive in the attack, in my opinion. I agree with you. But listen, there's all kinds of factors that play a part in whether you win a league or not. But the one single most important thing is confidence. If the players can maintain a level of confidence, then they will go and get 3 points somehow by hook or by crook. Messy game against Brentford. If they watched tonight's game and they started to get the fear about Man City, which is not inconceivable, then... But I think people like Yokers don't really get as scared. I think Kai Havertz is brave. I think we're looking at a team that probably doesn't have so little confidence as teams that we've put out in the last 4 years. We need to be braver than the first man that ate an oyster. Go for it. No, I mean, like, if you're hungry enough, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure the one that always gets me is, you know, that civet coffee where they give coffee grounds to I think it's a type of wolf. I don't know what a civet is, but they definitely do it with wolves as well. And when obviously coffee not ground yet, would be really disgusting, but the coffee's still in its nut sort of form, and this animal passes it, and then they collect it in its crap, and then they grind that and make coffee. And I think I'd love to have been at that board meeting. Does anyone else have any suggestions for ways we can improve our coffee? Yes, Dan, what is it? We could feed it to a wolf and have it shit the coffee out and then drink it. Sounds like a plan. Kidding, seriously. Mad, let's get in the comments. Mad things you can't... Mind you, I feel like that about an egg. I love eggs. But who went... No, I bet that's delicious. It's funny that the person who was meant to replace Havertz needed Havertz to unlock him. I think that's Ryan the Arsenal. I think that is a fair point, but I don't know. Like, I think it's I think we oversimplify football. I don't know. We bought Kai Havertz. We didn't play him up front. Then we started playing him up front. I don't think he's ever had a single position where you could be sure. Even at Chelsea, Lampard, Tuchel, and Potter played him in different places. I think he's just a player who reads the game well. And then we need to sell Odegaard. I don't know if we need to. Right, here we go. Ryan's life, funny that way sometimes, lol. Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC, says, feel like the bottling might be coming, unfortunately. I find it weird when Arsenal fans use the word bottling, but I'm not sure about you yet. So maybe you're just not an Arsenal fan. Also, the most odious thing about accusing other people of bottling is it's incredibly hard what they're doing. And bottling actually is Cockney rhyming slang for bottle and glass, which is when you lose your courage. I think it's all very well for people sniping from the sidelines to say they're not courageous. What's the most courageous thing you've ever done, Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC? I'd love to hear that. What have you done that that speaks to your courage? Because I don't really think I'm in a place to question other people's courage. Ultimately, Dan, everyone in the Prem is dangerous. There's no two ways about it. Everyone is scary, but at the same time, everyone is scared of facing us. We are the toughest match in a tough Prem. I completely love your point. That's probably one of my favourite points of the night. That gets a little star. Yeah, and I think it's just the nerves. I do think you have to be honest, on some level it is nerves, because I look at all the games that City have got lined up and I think, they'll win all of those. And I look at games which are similar in difficulty for us and I think, See, if I saw City go to Brentford, I'd think, no, they'll probably win that. So there are no super easy games. Obviously, Wolves and Burnley, you can say, are super easy games. But then even Forest, West Ham, who are on who are in the ascendancy now, there are a lot of teams that you should beat, but anything can happen. Like last season, we lost home and away to Bournemouth. Make that make sense. Miss Melina, my absolute hero. How are you, Miss Melina? Before we play Man City at the Etihad, they play 5 of the bottom 8. Yeah, they have got, and then it gets harder for them right afterwards. So you'd expect, all things being equal, you'd expect a 4-point swing in the remaining games, and that includes playing each other. So not quite enough to overhaul the 6-point difference. I'm very confident in this Arsenal team. Lone Star London, that's brilliant to hear. I'm really glad, and I think that makes a lot of sense. It's a good position to be in, isn't it? We wanted to be here at the turn of the year. We wanted to be, realistically, I'd love to be 6 points clear at the end of March. But there's so many games before then. We are in a final. I could see us beating City in that final, and I think that might have some pressure. Listen, there are a lot of City players aren't playing that well. Erling Haaland scored another non-open play goal. Set piece FC? No, but look, Bernardo Silva had a really good game today, but he hasn't been playing that well. I don't think Pep knows his best team. Patched up at the back. Yes, they've signed Gahey. I don't think we got round to talking about Manchester City on discovering that. So basically, the rules have always been, up until this season, any player signed who'd already played in the quarterfinals couldn't play in the semi-finals, even if they'd not played one leg of it. Pep Guardiola is incensed that he won't be able to play Gahey in the final. So he's writing, so it's not fair. So it's been fair all the time up to. It's been worse and it's been harder all the time up to now. But as soon as it affects City, Pep Guardiola is really going down in my estimation at the moment. I mean, talking about, I wish we could spend more money. Oh, sorry, did you not spend enough money? Like, your wage bill is almost 50% more than ours, and we're the next closest to you. You spend money. I think it's always been the case that we have to go to win the title and not expect another team to win it for us. Come on, you Gunners. Makuzi, great point, well made. Yes, as fans, all we can do is sit back and watch, though. I need to be a little bit more confident at this stage because my latter mood is depressing for all. No. Don't worry about your mood being depressing. Share it. It's what we're here to do. We're like, you can't pretend that when Liverpool, when Alisson brings, it was just such a needless penalty, wasn't it? So it's going to affect your mood. But how did you feel after we took Sunderland apart? I think he is fit. We have enough resources to nurse these players now. I agree with that, Majin. Lucas Hood, 92. City fan here. The title won't be won until May. City will apply massive pressure now and Arsenal have to remain calm in order to win the league. Really well put. I think that's the fairest thing you can say, right? Like, nobody knows. We have no idea. You can't write off a City team that's added Semenyo and Mark Gahey to a squad. And I think you needed a defender really badly. You still have Doku, who on his day can terrorise anyone. You have the world's best striker up front. Bernardo Silva, if he carries on playing like he did today. Rodri, if he comes back into some kind of form. Nico Gonzalez will come back eventually. And Kovacic. Can you let me know? I don't know what's happened to Kovacic, but he was not a bad deputy for Rodri for a long period there. So I'd love to know. Yoka is looking more confident at the right time in the season. That's definitely true. And Saka's going to come back, and we could still get a tune out of Martin Odegaard. And Martinelli, who... God, Trossard looked absolutely brilliant. Trossard was absolutely brilliant against Sunderland. And so we got players. We've definitely got a team. It'll be close. I think it will. I think it will go down to the game. I don't think it will go down to the last game of the season. I do think we'll hold on to a 6-point lead, and therefore we should have wrapped up the league before our trip away to Palace and you hosting. I think it's you host Aston Villa. You do indeed. Yeah, it's a home game. So I think we can go and win it if we beat Burnley, perhaps even as early as West Ham. But certainly, this is not a Manchester City side that's going to roll over and have its tummy tickled. This is the best manager in a modern era. Pep Guardiola, who's done what no one else has been able to do. Not only winning trebles and centurions, but that 4 in a row, winning the league 4 times in a row. That's astounding. And I think you saw a natural drop-off. And yeah, there is a rebuild right now. And there's all kinds of people who want to tell you that Pep isn't the right man for rebuild. I don't know. It's going to be close, though. Who thinks Spurs might get relegated? I don't know if I think it. I pray it. Am I alone in praying it? I just would love that so much. They're going to get tight. I mean, first of all, West Ham are finding a bit of form at the right time. Forest are, I think, in my opinion, too good to go down. Leeds are too good to go down. Tottenham, though, 2 points from the last 15. Tottenham have fewer points in the last 5 games than Burnley. This is really relegation form. They have the only thing is I would say about it is that their goal difference is still better than all the teams below them, but it's neutral. It's not great. The Premier isn't low quality. That's bullshit. Oh, sorry, I'd missed I'm sure very good comment from Arsenal. How is everyone in the Prem, which has been low quality for years, scary? Is Tottenham scary? Yeah, of course they are. What a silly question. Why didn't you answer my question as well? Why did you just come in here and ask questions, but you didn't answer my question? If you're going to go around talking about bottling, which is when people lose their courage, what have you done that qualifies you as a courageous person? Was it buying 27,500 subscribers? Was that scary? Did you use your dad's credit card? Who thinks Spurs might get relegated? I do. No, I don't really. I think, honestly, we're looking at... Well, do you know what? Excuse me. Bloody good question, though, because I don't think West Ham will. I don't think Forest will. And I don't think Leeds will. So I don't know who will. At this point, West Ham could go level with Forest. I don't know. Let's get on that. In the comments, let me know. And don't duck the question. If you're going to say... Because you just come in and say all these kind of things like, the Premier League's been low quality for years. Can you explain why you think that? Can you tell me why you think the Premier League's been low quality for years? What is it about the Premier League that you think has been low quality? And if it's low quality, why are 5 of the top 8 European teams English Premier League teams? I just want to know that from you. Could you answer one question tonight? Is that asking too much from you? You clown. The Premier isn't low quality. That's bullshit. Thanks, Jose. I better go sleep as I fear the NFL will keep me awake if I give a second of my time. Good night, everyone. Good night, Tom. Great to see you. Let me know. Drop me a link what you've watched this week, and if you're up for doing another show when works for you. It'd be good to have it as a Friday night staple, but I know that it's not always possible. I think you have wrestling or something, don't you, normally? But maybe we can find a home for it. I absolutely love doing it. And anyone else who wants to come and talk films, please do jump on. But sleep well. My dream, quad Spurs relegated, 115 gets City relegated, US win the World Cup and Rice a Ballon d'Or. I love it. Oh my God. All right, let's unpick that. My dream, quad. It's never been done before. Spurs relegated, please. Would anyone else give up one of the 4 trophies we could win to see Spurs relegated? And if so, which one? I wouldn't give up the Champions League to see them relegated, but I would give up the League Cup, probably the FA Cup. Is that that's just me, or is there anybody else that feels like that? Gyökeres is distinctly average player and won't start the biggest games. I think I don't like to say it because he's one of ours now, but he doesn't fill me with confidence. I like that he's scoring goals though. So Corey Collab, clown you. Okay, nice to see you here. Make sure you hit subscribe. Why isn't it? In my opinion, another manager like Enrique and we would be 15 points clear and walking the league, but maybe that's just me. Yeah, it is. Yeah, but I mean, that's such an easy thing to say, isn't it? Like, you never really back up your opinions. You just come in and say things that we've heard other people say. And then you just, is it because you haven't thought it through? Can you come back to the original point, which was if you think the Premier League is so easy, or can you at least explain why? If you're going to come out and say the Premier League's low quality, can you just give me a reason? Because it's not, otherwise it's not a discussion. It's just, I have to sit here and listen to your opinions. And to be honest, I haven't heard a good one yet. Or at least I haven't heard one that I haven't heard before. And I think Jose's right. It's like the onus of proof is on you. If you come in here and say, oh, the Premier League, shit, you have to explain why you think that. Because I think, like I've already said to you, if it's so shit, then why are 5 of the top 8 teams in the Champions League Premier League teams? Why is that? Just explain that, and then we can move on from there. But if you're going to keep shifting the blame, so explain to me why the thing I think is wrong, that's not how it works. You come with a theory, at least back it up. I would put Martinelli on a right wing, Madueke, I don't get the hype. I'm not ready to describe myself as a huge Madueke fan, honestly. Just, hey, Box Fresh is here. Good. Wonderful. Is Enrique walking the French league? Do you know? I don't even know. Is he not? Is he not? He's not walking the Champions League. I think on the subject of Enrique, Luis Enrique to be 15 points better off than Arsenal, that would put, I mean, it's such a bullshit statement. I'm sorry to say it because you haven't thought, again, like Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC. The problem with you is that you don't think about the things you say. So you come in and go, we'd be 15 plus points clear, which mean we'd be on 65 points now. Right? 65 points. How do you see that? How do you see us? We would have, so all 3 games, so we'd be invincible this season. So all I'm saying is if you're going to come in, I welcome your presence if you're going to ask questions, but you do also have to answer them if you're just going to make bullshit statements that you heard Lee Gunner make. I'm not going to explain why the Premiership is obvious, is a fair point. And Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC, I don't consider Prem low quality. The Prem team shook everyone in Europe. That's exactly what I would say. It's on the film, it's in the results. I don't quite get it. Anyone else hoping the World Cup gets boycotted for all the foolishness America been doing? A brilliant question. No, because it's the World Cup. But yes, as well. Particularly because I saw Donald Trump claim that it was God's will that he didn't win the election that he claimed he did win, just so he could be in office for the World Cup because he's got the World Cup. And I don't know. I hope it doesn't become political, but then managed to have one in countries that are far more politically tyrannical. Should I ignore what's on the film? Wirtz has a great time in Europe. The Prem, he struggles. I think a lot of the players we've seen that have come very hyped have struggled to adjust to the Premier League. And I always mention Robert Pires when we're talking about that because the first season he was in England, he did nothing. Someone going to have to get the trap door. It could be you. Spurs teammate. Spurs are a scary teammate. I don't get it. That's a good team. They're just in a very good Prem. Yeah, listen. I think it's fair to say that we expect to beat Tottenham. They had an awful performance against Man United, but they had their keeper sent off. They did draw. They showed some fight against City. It's not inconceivable that they show more fight against us. It's logical when someone can get 100 points in the Premier is competitive. I know, right? When City were getting 100 points, no one talked about how uncompetitive the league was. Is the Prem high level? I don't believe the Centurions won UCL. That wasn't a quality Prem. They got 100 points in. They were a quality team, and some other teams of quality were about. Just one other, really. The Centurion team doesn't get 100 points in today's Prem. I think that's a fair comment. Granted, we can't test these things, but bloody hell, Wolves are a tough day out for anyone. They could get relegated. Yeah, they are so unlucky at the moment as well. I'd stop short saying they're a tough day out. I don't think I can support that. But by the way, if you haven't hit like yet, what the hell are you doing waiting? Shall I just pause for a moment? There you go. Looking at Spurs fixtures, they should be very worried. Do you know I haven't done that? Let's do that now. They should be worried anyway. Has he been banned? Has Romero been banned? Do you mean Romero? Yes. Oh, no, sorry. Has Arsenal FC... No, we don't ban people. You're allowed to have an opinion. I mean, I do find you irritating. I don't think there's any hiding that. But I find you irritating because you never add to the debate. You just come in and say... Like, I could pretty much... Like, maybe the next thing you're going to say is your standards aren't good enough or some other trivially boring thing that you've heard. All of us have heard hundreds of times. Talking about bottling, even though you don't really know what it means, is just the prototypical modern fan. You decided to start support. I don't know why you picked Arsenal. It disappoints me that you did, because you're obviously not an Arsenal fan at heart. You're not somebody who cares about the team. You just care about the things we might win. I guess maybe because you've got friends online and you want to impress them when you win things, but you haven't won anything. You didn't tell me what you were proud of yourself for. You didn't say what courage you'd ever displayed. You just came in and said the Premier League's low quality. And I mean, what kind of a comment is that if you can't back it up? Don't answer questions. You just sort of ask very boring ones. Expound, good sir. He won't. If any Arsenal fans say we will bottle the EPL, it says everything you need to know about that person. I Mudo Kang. I love that comment. Thank you. Thank you so much. Very well put and good to see you here. Make sure you subscribe. I want to see you more often. People who talk about other people lacking courage. People who talk about other people being mean. People who talk about other people being bigoted. It's always an indicator of what you're thinking about, you know? Just the same applies in football. You want to talk about these players lack courage. You haven't had the courage to answer a single question yet. Oh, stop it. We won't bottle the EPL. It won't be bottling anyway. I don't like that phrase. It's not bottling. I think they're giving it their best. Pound for pound, I think we're a better team than City. So if there was ever a case for bottling, it would probably be this season if we don't do it. We also have to remember these players are human. Thank you. Very, very true. And that's something that people who come in and talk about, oh, this team's not good enough, they don't remember that. They kind of hold themselves to, they hold other people to impossible standards. They hold themselves to very low standards. I'm getting heated. Don't. I'm playing, it's a done deal. Are you a Views on Sport enjoyer? Are you a Views on Sport enjoyer? Is that a channel, is it? Views on Sport. I know, we ain't bottling it, broski. I like it. Oh, come on, Boytonir. You know me by now. We're not bottling it. No, I know. What have we all eaten this weekend? I'm doing a 3-day fast. So I finished my fast. Well, I started my fast at 7. The last meal I had was a delicious homemade burger. And I had some sandwiches for lunch. And that's it now for 3 days. I'd love to hear what the rest of you had. I'm sub Tim, yeah. Oh, so it is a bit... Okay. Well, is he doing a live right now? Maybe don't for God's sakes, don't be here if there's somewhere else you could be where they wouldn't find you irritating. Chinese chicken and sweet corn soup. Do you drop an egg in it? You must do. Boxed. We love it when he turns up. I would argue that the league was far weaker when City was hitting 100 points. Not many teams could win any points against them. Yep. I think they were a very good side. That was a better City side. There's no question about it. Such an intelligent, articulate bunch over there. I don't know anything about it, but you've just made me think I'm not going to check it out. I'm just getting heated, bro. The moment took me. Yeah, you're allowed. Hey, Lucky Singh. 4 wins in a row. I was a proper Man United fan yesterday afternoon. Bruno Fernandes. scored that goal. I loved how you played against Tottenham, but I have to say I was expecting a little bit more because they didn't really play at all in the second half. How are you though? Gallagher, Romero, Solanke, and Kolo. He's close to getting banned if he continues being negative and rage baiting the chat. Honestly, I don't really think that. I think there are people who are competent enough to rage bait. I just don't think Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC, is that competent. Maybe if he says something I haven't heard before. We've all heard it before, though. I just don't understand. I don't understand how people support football like that. So I'm going to pick a team. I was trying to think, if I was going to do this, it wouldn't be Arsenal right now, would it? If I was going to pick a team, I'd pick Palace, right? Become a Palace fan. Just tell everyone I'm a Palace fan. And then I'd just start complaining about everything to everyone, to other Palace fans. So I would have no friends amongst the Palace fan base, except perhaps a tiny minority of social media idiot. I think, is it probably because people like this only know a football team through social media? It would be, I think, if maybe as a charity case. See, if I have the impression that Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC, because he bought 27,500 subscribers for his channel. I don't know what that would cost, but it's not cheap. And it really doesn't serve a purpose. But if you're going to spend that kind of money, I don't think you're broke. Although you may, as I said earlier, you may have rinsed your dad's credit card or your mum's credit card, or I don't know. You may have an OnlyFans account or something. I don't know, whatever. So I don't really feel, but there are people like you. Well, hopefully not many, but anyone like you, I would kind of think it'd be nice to just do a charitable thing and take you to the stadium. At least take you to one of the pubs around the stadium and leave you there for an hour. I'm sat here asking what I've eaten this weekend. Feel like shit. I'm reheating some duck Chinese style and special fried rice. Wish me luck. Don't reheat rice. Just have it cold. Sandro Martinez, proud performance among Diallo, Bruno Fernandes, shut out Tottenham. I mean, don't say that with that much chest. It's a few of us here going, you shut out Tottenham. Well done. Mind you, we didn't. We didn't. They scored against us. What goal as well. I also think when people are all about Arteta don't really care about the club, they want to see Arteta fail or defend him till the death. It's both sides, not just one. Yeah, why are these people so interested in Mikel Arteta? Like I've always said it, he matters about as much to me as Terry Neal. And if he wins the Premier League, I'll really like the guy. If he wins a double, I'll really like the guy. And I don't see what's wrong with that. Arsenal, keep your team, work on ground. Brentford, strength, solidarity, power. They play as a really good unit, don't they? Spurs 15th, crazy work by them. I know, what an improvement on last season. Take your game mindset for this. I'm so proud of current Arsenal team. I won't tolerate anyone underselling them. Fair enough, man. We should feel like that about our team. It's only very rare people who come in and go, I don't like my own team. I don't know why. He's only been supporting us for 6 years as well. He could easily just go and support Real Madrid. What's wrong with that? If just all you care about is silverware, fuck off and support Real Madrid. They're desperate for fans like you. Spurs next fixture: Newcastle, Arsenal, Fulham, Palace, Pool. To be fair, Majin, thanks for putting that up there, by the way. I don't know what games Spurs fans would be expecting to win anyway. I don't think they'll beat Forest. This is where I think maybe they are going to go down. Let me just see if I can get a poll going. It's multitasking, and I've just seen that Uslai Sex has popped in. Luke Watts, yeah, he's an Arsenal fan, so he hates Arteta. Why hate anyone? Why hate him? Like, he's going to be here till the end of the season. He either wins us silver or he doesn't. And make your mind up then. You don't have to jump early just because Lee Gunner did. Even Lee Gunner's reining it back in now. Who needs rivals when your own fans try to tear you down daily? Uslai Sex, well said, man. But it is mental, isn't it? Although I haven't heard from him in a little while, I've just found out the kryptonite for blokes like that is you actually ask them why they think what they do, and they can't put in the chat, well, I heard Lee Gunner say it. So they have to, and they don't really know, but I think this is what they thought it was. Views on sports. Do I know him? Is it a big channel? How comes I've never heard of him? Rosie really want us to score at least Manchester United 3 Tottenham goals against potato spuds. Like us trapped Tottenham players. I just like taking bait. Test the fisherman. Yes, I get it. Rangers a bit goal shy today. My dad picked Arsenal. I didn't. Well, you haven't. So don't. So don't spend your money buying 27,000 subscribers to a channel that no one's interested in because your dad picked a team. You don't like football. Don't like football. The Super Bowl's on. Go and watch that. Views also jumped the shark. He never should have hung around Shane. Oh, I think I know who you're talking about now. Oh, God, yeah, he's a... Aha. Yeah, no, I do. They don't... Yeah, not interested. I just don't find them that interesting. Never, ever reheat rice. Exactly. I remember something from my food hygiene course. Unless you're going to cook it over 120 degrees, in which case it becomes soup. Correct. I don't know what we were thinking. 8-0 up to pull our socks up. Yeah, did you really beat it? What did you beat Queen's Park? 8-0 or something? That's fucking ridiculous. A 3-day fast is impressive. I can't fast for more than 16 hours. I've got to do better. I started off doing 2 days a week. Separated, and then I just it is going to be hard, but I have done 5-day fast, but it's a reset, and so it's me and the missus are doing it. I need it. God knows I need it. I need to kickstart. So I've been upping the exercise levels and things, but it is going to be tough. It is going to be tough. Day 2's tough. Day 3, I'm mostly just thinking about how I'm going to get to eat soon, so it'll be all right. I'm pleased proud Arsenal players listen to the manager. I think he's Shane Gooner Psychic. Yeah, I think I know who he is as well. I think he is now. I've reheated the rice already. No. You can get away with it. There are situations you get away, but you know better than that. I'm sure he's winding me up. Box fresh. Come on now. You know your food. Okay. I'm taking a punt that this is going to be something I haven't heard already. For me, the league is very dull at times with over-reliance on set pieces and long throws, with obsession of control, not giving players freedom like teams in La Liga. League close BC. You haven't answered a single question. And this is an opinion which I'm sorry, but from everything you've said so far, I kind of feel like your opinion is based on very little actual watching football. The league is very dull at times with over-reliance on set pieces. Do we actually have more set piece goals in the Premier League than they do in La Liga? I've watched La Liga. I don't find it as interesting. Dan's so happy be support Arsenal 12th men encourage. Brilliant. We welcome every bit of support we can get. Arteta is giggling. Views is another energy drainer, running out of excuses to be upset. Ouch. How beautifully put. They are energy draining. They are energy vampires. It's like, why can't you just enjoy it? But they can't. And some people aren't built for that, in fairness, are they? Some people aren't necessarily equipped to enjoy things, and they get upset when other people seem to be enjoying them. And I think that's the saddest thing. I think it's all well and good being the kind of mindset where you think, I'm not enjoying this, or it's too much, or whatever else. But when you get frustrated because other people are happy, like I did, it was years ago. I mean, it was Christian. It wasn't years ago. It was months ago where I think we beat Bayern, or it might have been Atletico, and Shane Gooner. I was watching him back then, and we beat Atletico 4-0, I think it was. And the next day, Christian on AFTV had gone a little bit far, saying we were the best team in Europe. And it's just nonsense, because you're only the best team in Europe when you win things. So just ignore that. But Shane, all he could talk about was how angry he was with Christian. I think, so let me get this right. You've won 4-0 against a team that no one can say is shit. And all you can talk about is some other person whose opinion you disagree with. It's just some people are just angry, aren't they? What was the poll going to be? I've totally forgotten. I've over-talked myself. Hey, Lone Star. Hey there. Jesus wept box. So, Miss Molina. And Arsenal FC. What was the last La Liga game? He's never been to a football match. Never been to a football match. I'm saying that. I'm guaranteeing it. Prove me wrong. Maybe you did. And I'm not counting MLS. But what have you ever been to a Premier League match? Have you ever been to a La Liga match, a Serie A match? I mean, do you watch any La Liga? Who's your team in La Liga? Do you hate them as well? Ooh, Rootstar hitting them with the facts. Facts win. It's 80 degrees here in Texas. Bosh. I love it. If they're running out of excuses to be upset, maybe just be fucking happy. How's that? How's that? Ryan, the Arsenal fan, you good, buddy. Oh, also, I did want to mention, I did a poll. If you haven't voted yet, it's on the community page. Who do you think is the most anti-Arsenal, quote-unquote, pundit? The choices are Gary Never Right, Gary Never Right, Jamie Spit the Dog Carragher, Lee I'm Sober Gunner, and I've totally forgotten who the other one is now. How have I forgotten that? I only did the poll the other day. It's Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville, Lee Gunner, and shit, I'm gonna have to go and look. I can't believe I've forgotten that. Brian Eos fan, you good buddy? That's real. Oops, what's happened there? That's real fucking talk right there. Okay, it's another comment. It's about giving teams encouragement, never give up. Oh, you watched the Real Madrid game earlier. Are you a Real Madrid fan already? Oh God, look, you can't. Here's the rule: you can't support two teams. So you should just be a Real, not Xabi Alonso. You're going by yourself another 20. It doesn't matter actually. You're 20. You just change the name of your channel because like you've got 27,500 bought subscribers. They're not going to care. Who scored? That's the best way to try and get teams moving in the right direction. I personally think Serie A is a very fun league to watch. I don't watch enough of it. But every time I saw us play Inter, and every time I see Italian teams, they bore me at the moment. We have 10 goals in the last games, and some folk are crying and complaining. Daft, I know. What are they going to complain about tomorrow morning? Are they going to complain that we should have done more? You know, like people came in earlier and they were saying, you know, we are going to regret the points we dropped this season. I don't know. We've got more points than I expected us to have. Yeah, I think Shane Gooner is most anti-Arsenal, but he's not in my poll. I was really thinking of pundits. So it's Carragher, Neville, Jamie O'Hara. Carragher, Neville, Jamie O'Hara, and Lee Gunner. Boxer says, I got kicked out of an Arsenal group chat last week after we won 4-0 and people were moaning about transfers in the next couple of years. Told them to stop being dildos, woke up next day removed. Yeah, no, I think that's fair. Jamie O'Hara. Barca, I've been to many games, not any Prem games, though, unfortunately. No, fortunately. You'd hate it. It's a shit league. Piss off. Barca, I've been to many games. Have you, though? Is that true? Is that true? I don't think that's true. Do you live in the States, don't you? And you've been to a lot of Barca games. I just don't believe you. I don't know. Listen, I have no reason to believe you. You've never given me any reason to trust anything you say. I'm not even sure you're real. I think you might be a bot. Arteta quad guard. Mate, can you imagine? That's a t-shirt. La Liga dropped off. What happened to that league? Used to be remotely interesting. Now it's all meh. The team do you like the most in La Liga? Barcelona. Yo, Timber and Hincapie are immense. Well, to be honest, our defence as a whole, once they stay fit, we're onto something very special. Ooh, Slice X, good point. It's conceivable to me that we will win the league just by virtue of the fact that we're not going to lose many games, right? That is probably the truth of it. I don't know though, because City can outscore teams. It's not the best way to win a league, though, is it? Does go to the games, Barcelona. We must permanently sign him. I think we are. I think he's kind of. I think we've already triggered that. I think it was just because we couldn't afford it on PSR, but no, he's definitely not going back to Leverkusen. I don't buy subs. My vids are private, which is how I gain my subs. See, now I know you're lying. Okay, thanks. Don't listen. If your standards are that low, if you're going to be dishonest, you can't really expect anyone to take you seriously. Your videos are private. That's how you got 27,500 viewers. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say something stupider. Nope, you win. Arsenal FC, who did Barca play this weekend and who scored? He's going to look it up. Even he can use a keyboard. Well, actually, you know what? I know. It's Luke Watts. They've gone in there like private videos to grow your channel. It's just the stupidest thing you can say. Oh, yeah, I've got a girlfriend in Canada. It's fucking hell. I know Barcelona lost 3-0 to Chelsea. La Liga is crap. Atletico Madrid lost to us. Real Madrid lost to us. Real, all their players. I don't even know. I don't know how to handle. I mean, what do you say to people who? I mean, first of all, when I wasn't sure whether to believe that he's really been to Barcelona, when I wasn't sure to believe that or not, I did sort of start to think, well, maybe he did. But then when he said, like, I have loads of private videos, that's how I grew my channel. Yeah, of course. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't buy subs. It really doesn't help. In fact, listen, I hate to say this, but actually subs don't really grow a channel anyway. You do need 1,000. Was it 1,000 now to go live? But it's 4,000 hours of watch time, and like, if your videos are private, it's very hard to do that. Let us have a quick look around. Did anyone else see John Terry saying that we over-celebrated the Carabao Cup? Said you not celebrate. He watched it live, right? He did kind of a watch-along. Watched it live, and he was clinging on to the very end in hopes that he might get a goal and it might take it to extra time, penalties or whatever. And then when Kai Havertz scored, he was like, it's got to be offside, it's got to be offside. And then as soon as it was... And don't forget, Fofana was in tears. At least one of their players was in tears. And then he's coming out to us saying it's not even a big competition. He goes, well, why were you watching it then? Why were you praying you'd beat us? And why? Why, oh, why, oh, why? Spells yo-yo. Why were your players crying? That's all I would say. I told you you'd have a keyboard, Did you watch the Barcelona game? Oh, why am I asking him questions? I know he doesn't tell the truth anyway. I've seen all his private videos, 2 of them. One word, lacking. I've only seen the little thumbnails. I did watch them because I thought, this guy comes on my channel. Where can I get my revenge? You can't. It's got like 400 views on a channel with 27,500 people subscribed. Are they just waiting for your private? Are you talking about your own? Did you get all your OnlyFans to subscribe? Is that what it is? 30 league games to go, 7 away, 6 home. We can do this. If we win the 6 home games, we can lose 3 of the away games, and it won't matter. John Terry put it on when he thought they would score. Ha ha ha. Is that so? You didn't watch the whole thing, but I just think it's funny when you start giving out like you guys celebrate. I mean, what a pathetic thing to say. Sorry, can you tell us how we're supposed to celebrate? Because it was a spontaneous celebration. It wasn't like planned. We didn't all go right. When we beat Chelsea, let's all go mental. And Kai, can it be you, please? Buy me 1 million subs. Make me famous. You're already famous. You're famous. You're quad loading, mate. There's no one more famous than quad loading. That comes in. That's famous on a whole new level. That's Nostradamus. That's incredible stuff. Let's shut defence work like this. Brentford like throw-ins. Yes, they do like throw-ins. They're one of the 9 teams who prefer throw-ins to Arsenal. Yet we get all the credit for it. It must be harsh to hear that. And I do wonder, right, Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC. Why haven't you answered a single one of my questions? Why do you come here so often? You don't agree with anything we say. I don't think you can enjoy the content, and you get forced into telling lies, ridiculous lies, ridiculous, really sad lies. It's kind of Arteta's quad squad. I love it. The quad squad needs a theme tune. It needs a 1970s cop car theme tune. That one, doesn't it? I feel too much attention is given to nonsense tonight, and that's coming from me, who likes to discuss our favourite biscuits. It's a fair point. Barca bores me to death. I watched a couple of games. I just don't have. How do you guys get to watch La Liga? I just never do. Hey Dan, how did you make your Arsenal pub background? This pub background. Hang on, let me display it in its full glory. Was not me. Can you still hear me? This was Geeks of Muckleby sent me that, which I'm really very grateful for. I think it's beautiful. And the pub vibe. I did think recently maybe it needs a bit of an overhaul. That's what got close to defence. I did answer why I think the Premier is low quality. You just said, no, you just think it's low quality. You didn't answer the question, which was, why are 5 of the top 8 teams in Europe from the Premier League if it's low quality? Which is the better league? Just so that I know. He's either subscribed or he stalks every day so he doesn't miss it. He's subscribed. He's subscribed. I know, it really winds me up. I don't need subscribe. Subscribers are lovely. I think you're all great because if you're subscribed, it means that you know when we go live. And sometimes on a Friday, for example, we went live and there was no big fanfare about it. And there was still the regulars were still here, and I'm so grateful to them. Love a Bicky. Right. Biscuit chat incoming. Best biscuits. But the Prem teams are crushing Europe. I know. It doesn't make any sense. But don't expect it to make any sense. So what are you scouting for? Do you think he's just feeding stuff? Oh, they talked about you, Lee, and they said that your show was really rubbish. Nobody cares. Couple of cans. Rosie, I tried a molasses cookie a month ago. Thought it would be gross, but it might be my favourite biscuit. Be honest. Geeks. Hi, Bourbons. No. No, emphatically no to Bourbons. They're not proper biscuits. Why are you eating them? What do you eat them with? What do Bourbons go well with? Is it whiskey or something? That sounds magic. Maryland cookies are amazing. Cheap alternative. Molly cookies from... Well, cheap alternative to Maryland. Well, I'm not allowed cookies anymore. Again, fair enough. I like to substitute. It depends on the viewpoints, really. I think I don't mind anyone who's got a different opinion if they back it up, if they can rationally explain why they got to it. Hint, hint. Barca have 2 top players in Pedri and Yamal. I take Pedri. Every time I have seen Pedri play, he is something else in it. Yamal, has he fallen off a bit this season? I really don't watch a lot of... I didn't, for example, watch him play Mallorca. I've got his notifications on as well. Good man. Cookies. Bobbins are on a higher tier than custard creams, but still quite low. Yeah, I think they're about the same. But I would put custard creams above Bourbons. I just don't get Bourbons. They're just cheap chocolate. I'm really surprised. Boxed, I have you down as a bit of a foodie as well. What's going on? I get it. I do the same thing. Ryan, Arsenal fan. Stem ginger cookies are banging. Okay. I'm a recent convert to stem ginger cookies. Lucky Singh thinks a Bourbon is great. All right, that's it then. Bourbons, yes or no? All right, that's what I want to know from you. Let's do this. I needed a poll. Bourbons. I have to work around this. Hang on. Bourbons, yes or no? Oh, flaming hell. Right, so the question is simply Bourbons, yes or no? I put Bourbon. You know what the drill is. Come on, answer the question. Showing my class. Rafinha isn't a top player. Oh, I'd have had him, though. I think, what's he fallen off a cliff as well, has he? Rafinha, every time I've seen him, he's been brilliant. But also, it's not Arsenal's job to play good football, it's to win. I know, right? Ryan, the Arsenal fan, really good point. So the thing is, for the 22-23 season, we played great football. 23-24, I thought we played great football. Didn't win anything for it, and everyone took the piss out of us. So now we just go, we're grinding out games. We're not here to... Sunderland probably wasn't a good watch for the neutral. But I think Trossard played really well. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Molly cookies sounds good to me because they're cheaper than Maryland. Fox's Classic is top tier. I think you have to give them that. Where you finish in the league phase is irrelevant as long as you're qualifying. For example, Liverpool finished first. So you're trying to say that? Okay. So what you're saying, I guess, therefore, is that the Spanish teams just didn't give a shit. They just didn't give a shit. Which I suppose is... Yeah, it's just a weak argument, honestly. Barcelona didn't want to beat Chelsea, so they didn't bother. No. So you're saying that... Well, we've all seen... I mean, when was the last time a Spanish team beat an English team? There's a trivia question for all of us. Arteta acts of God to complete the quad. Custard creams are awful. Pretty much. Your Yamal scores regularly. Kids special. All I've ever seen of him is he plays well. But I don't watch La Liga. Chocolate digestives. Yeah, see, now Lone Star London has come up with an absolute banger. I don't know why, but the plain ones are better than the milk chocolate ones. Lol at my spelling of cookies. Did I not get it? Did I? Yeah, no, I just saw that. Cookie. Yeah, kid with a C. Party rings are not biscuits. Let's forget them altogether. A lot of people won't know what the hell they are. Digestives are a total waste of calories. Stop talking nonsense. Watching the Super Bowl, and they just had a trailer for a new Brad Pitt action flick that takes place in the 70s. I'll watch that. That could be discussed on our Mind Candy movie show. Trossard was close, to be honest. It was class. Oh, I thought it was close. I don't know. I'm getting late now. He was class. Zubimendi's goal is made possible by him drawing two defenders to him, and that's how you beat a low block, right? Rockies are bottom tier. Maryland cookies are also bottom tier. No, they're not. I don't know what a sandwich biscuit is. That was one that went past. I predicted PSG to win UCL after they got feature. I'm in the future. They've fallen off a bit. So where are Paris Saint-Germain? They are, and they must be. They're not walking the. You mentioned earlier they're not walking the Ligue 1. Let me have a quick look. A doodle do Ligue 1. Let's have a look. So there we go. PSG. Oh yeah, 2 points clear of Lens. Bloody hell. Yeah. So, what is your favourite? I mean, so is it La Liga is a far better league than England? You know, where do you think Barcelona and Real Madrid would finish in the Premier League? Sure, they'd finish top. Plain ones are just so bland. I hope you're not talking now. I hope you're not talking about digestives. Plain ones are. You're not talking about digestives. You can't be. Gingerbread chocolate digestives are decent. Oh, you're just weird. Orange Club is a solid competitor. No, it's not. They won 5-0 today, PSG. They did they? Against Marseille. Oh, bloody hell. God, the Serbies team. Oh, God, oh, no, I don't even want to look now. 1 year he didn't play. Oh, he did. He started on the right. Should we get him back? What do you think? It's time to get him back. Yeah, smashed Marseille. Eek. Walker shortbread cookies. Everything in Greg's is meh. I don't understand why people act like it's God's gift to society. It's not. It's just everywhere. Greg's is just everywhere. I had a Greg's last week. I actually, the first time in my life, I had a Greg's sausage roll on Tuesday last week. And I thought, what is the fuss about? And about £3 as well. And the Georgian scored a screamer. Ousmane Dembele was Barcola, Doué, Mailu, Vitinha, Mendes, Zai Emery. It's a good team. You can't. I mean, why did Donnarumma leave? I don't know. But Marseille are in all kinds of shit. And I thought Roberto De Zerbi, has he just resigned for the end of the season then? Is that it? When I was a kid, I loved soft chips ahoy. With the wisdom of age, I can't believe anyone would ever choose to eat one. What's a soft chips? Oh, ahoy. I've never had one. I only predicted it for... Yeah, good, because your predictions are unerringly accurate. Less sea salt in... Less salt in the sea than one of their sausage rolls. It wasn't that it was salty. Honestly, I'm not trying to be... I'd still do advertising for Greg's, don't get me wrong. I like the steak bakes. I only ever really have the steak bakes. And their sandwiches are a bit like your nan would make. You know, tons of mayonnaise. Nothing wrong with them. But, the first time I'd ever had one. And it felt a little bit like someone had put not dog food's unfair. Like a really pappy kind of cat food, you know? But PSG bought a new keeper, was more Raya with his feet than Ramsdale. So was it they didn't want Donnarumma? Sofanov, is it? Ginger nuts are top tier. No, they're not. When I visited London, I brought home some lovely shortbread. Rosie, do they have shortbread in Scotland? It's famously invented by the French, so probably do have it. A lot of French in Scotland. Scottish Premier more exciting than La Liga, rigged in Real and Barca's favour. Yeah, to be honest with you, no, I think I'd still rather watch La Liga. But of course, it's never been. You know what? The last team to win outside of Rangers and Celtic. It might happen this season. I think most of us, apart from perhaps Rosie, are hoping it will happen this year. But the last team to win outside of Barca and Real Madrid was Atletico. But that's it, isn't it? I mean, I can't remember. I don't remember anyone else winning the league up there. Steak bake on a cold morning, yeah. But you know, the problem is you still have to wait 20 minutes to eat it because it's fucking. The pastry might be nice and warm, but when you bite into it, and it always hurts. I always get some on my hand if I'm eating it out and about, and it always fucking hurts. Mouth melter, exactly. Free bottle of Gaviscon. Touch wood. Never needed Gaviscon. Shortbread was invented by the French, Rosie. We can have a heated debate about it, but you're going to lose. I'm going to look this up because I just always, suddenly, as soon as I say something, shortbread. Where does shortbread come from? I'm going to find out I was wrong and pretend I wasn't. I'm going to do a Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC. I'm just going to go. No, it's my opinion. I'm entitled to opinions. You can't say I'm wrong. I don't know. I find it hard to believe. Oh, bollocks. Yeah, shortbread is a Scottish treat. All right, fine. Okay. I don't mind admitting when I'm wrong. I just hate being wrong. Nasty. The last team to win the league other than City or Liverpool was Chelsea in 2017. The Liga last time was Atleti in 2021. Okay. I think you've slightly too literally interpreted my question. So in my lifetime, I think 3 teams have won La Liga. But in my lifetime, I've seen Man City go from playing York in front of 4,000 people to winning the quadruple. I've seen Man United win it. I've seen Leeds win it. I've seen Blackburn win it. I've seen Arsenal win it. I've seen Liverpool win it. I've seen teams win it. Right, Leicester win it. So that's the point I'm making. Arteta FC, what's your favourite biscuit? You're going to have to check with Lee Gunner first. Shortbread from Fortnum and Mason, best ever and a bit touristy, I know. Almond croissant are my kryptonite. Same with my missus. I'm really into them now. I don't think I'd ever really... Zach, my son, loves almond. Almond croissant. C'est très bon. Can't believe that shortbread actually is Scotch. Damn it. Gaviscon, great heartburn, heal. I've never had heartburn. Touch wood. I made him a giant cherry bakewell for his birthday. Yeah, that's nice. Well, this is about the 12th time that someone's done this. And then you go, Motherwell. Yeah, she's all right. Oh, shit, I've just ruined it. Morton. Rosie's ruined it first. So something for the new folks in the chat. Oh, there she goes. She's fine, thanks, me. Rude one star. I was doing touristy things. Hey, Betty from Berlin. I forgot Blackburn was Shearer. Yeah, Blackburn was Shearer. Yeah. Chris Sutton and Alan Shearer. They make a lot of shortbread. I think shortbread's fantastic. It's very easy to make as well. It's just a 3-2-1, isn't it? Love it. Love making shortbread. And with almond in there as well, it is absolutely beautiful. In Manchester United football chat, our fans need talk food, something like this. I think the biscuit's really easy, but I haven't actually... I think shortbread, any shortbread with caramel, billionaire shortbread, something like that, it's always great. The best cookies I've ever had are Jaffa cake cookies and lemon drizzle cookies from Lidl. Rosie, I don't know about your tasting biscuits, if I'm to be honest with you. And I do think that the plain chocolate digestive with a glass of cold milk, and I never drink milk, but that it goes so well. They never do. It's as cold as it is here. How cold is it in Berlin? Almond croissants. Have I ever tried Jaffa cake, cookies, and lemon juice? I've had. I tell you what used to be really good. Are they Foxes? The white chocolate and raspberry ones. I've had lemon drizzle cookies. I don't know if they're from Lidl. And Jaffa cake cookies, I think I've had. But I'm not mad about Jaffa cakes, really. No, I don't mean... No. Okay, no. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Chris Nix. I will make you right on that one. I'm not talking about digestives. I'm talking about the chocolate ones. But the chocolate ones come in two flavours. They come in the brown packet, which is plain chocolate, and the blue packet, which is milk chocolate. And even though I far prefer milk chocolate to plain chocolate, when it comes to digestives, it has to be a plain chocolate digestive. But yeah, no, I wouldn't eat a digestive. Digestives are the sort of things that you're probably better off eating with cheese, no? Fans talk God, Jesus, fate, I would love them, talk food. Never talk religion. Just don't talk religion, no point. No. Freezing cold glass of milk and a packet. No. Oh, actually, I'm being harsh. Do you know what? Just because I've never had it. I've just realised what I like is we have this meal in Austria called steamed witch, which I don't know why. We have some weird names, ancient food culture. But it's very thinly sliced potato fried either side. But when you turn them, so they're soft in the middle. Basically, they've been steamed in the frying pan. And that seasoned generously with salt and a glass of milk. So I bet crisps are really nice for a glass of milk, actually. So I misspoke. I take that back. I'm fully in agreement. But they'd want to be... I don't think salt and vinegar crisps would do the trick there. Oh, I had the Monster Munch mayonnaise on the beef sandwich today. I fucking love this stuff. I'm halfway through a bottle and I've been rationing it. Your take on cookie dough pizza shops sell for desserts? I think it's a swizz. You know, like, just make your own. Okay, there have been 7 teams that have won the La Liga since 1980. Is that true? Is that actually true? I'll have to look that up. Did you just Google that? Is there any point in me Googling it if you've just Googled it? Teams that have won La Liga in the last... Let's say not go back to 80. Let's go in the last 20 years. Atletico Bilbao have won 8 titles. Sevilla, Deportiva La Coruña. Well, that doesn't make any fucking sense at all. First thing that came up was, in the last 20 years, the following teams have won La Liga. Barcelona, 28 titles. All right, so there's 8 teams. Yeah, he's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. I don't remember any of them. I don't really watch La Liga. Yeah, for the past 20 years, it's mainly Real Madrid or Barcelona, with Atletico Madrid winning it twice during that period. Penguins apparently legally aren't allowed to be called chocolate biscuits anymore. No. Dark chocolate, plain chocolate, and milk chocolate are 3 variants of chocolate. Dark chocolate has to have a cocoa mass of over 70%, and I promise you the chocolate they use on digestives doesn't. Only 7 in 46 years. There you go. I'm diabetic box, so I don't want to risk, but my son used to eat it like he was going out of fashion. Eat what? Okay. Danish blue in butter cookie tin, but yes, they're ridiculous. Some of them are really nice. But they have the ones with the actual crystals of sugar on. Do you get those out? Benny, favorite German cookie? Kuchen. Socrates. Oh God, I can't say that. Papastopoulos does not have any letters in the bottom of the keyboard. Well, that could be a conspiracy theory, couldn't it? Top tier is M&S Danish butter cookies. These are not just cookies. They're rip-offs. Random fact, brilliant fact. Raw cookie dough, Dan. Yeah, just first time I had it was in the States, and I remember thinking, oh, this is great. But then you can buy it in tubes and just eat it, and you think, it's not good for you, is it? Did anyone think it was? I'm not telling anyone anything they didn't know, huh? Where are we at with this poll? Bourbons have got 56% of you saying yes. Not all of you have voted yet, so it's even money at the moment. I haven't voted yet. I'm saying no. Hope Zanzi's all right. Didn't see Zanzi tonight. And do you know, it's been a bit of a more calm one, hasn't it? But I am going to slowly. We're closing into 2 hours. You've all been fantastic. Oh, you talk about raw cookie dough. Oh, I see. Well, raw cookie dough is not going to be worse for diabetes than cookies. There's nothing about cooking it which cooks away the calories. It's fat, really, that you have to worry about with diabetes anyway, isn't it? You obviously don't want to spike your blood sugar, but penguins are just bourbons covered in chocolate. No, they're not. They've got that kind of crumb, more sort of... No, they're not. I'm not mad. I didn't have a packed lunch as a kid. I think if you had a packed lunch as a kid, you probably like penguins more. Those who love cookies, if you're ever in Dallas, check out Cookie Society, best vegan cookies in the world. I can tell you this. Dallas is so much on my bucket list. I think the missus and I are planning a very nice holiday to Southeast Asia this year. I might try and talk her into Texas instead, because I can't say I've lived until I've had Texas barbecue, but the idea of going to Texas and having something vegan appeals to me as well. Penguins are not nice. I love it. When we disagree on things, we can do it this. If only we could disagree on things like this in football. They literally are. I don't think it is chocolate-covered bourbons, but again, I've been wrong already twice tonight, so I'm not going for a hat-trick. I'm going to sub myself off before I concede a hat-trick. I think we kind of reached a natural conclusion. Tuesday night for the Tuesday Club. Let me know what night of the week. Let me know actually in the comments if you could. I know it's asking a lot of people. Hang around after the video and just have leave a quick comment on whether you would watch along on the Adams Arms. Anyone who's watching it on replay, obviously, I want to hear from you as well. I am tempted to do, because we're not going to do many watch-alongs. I was going to do tonight, but I saw Mr. Arsenal podcast was doing one, and I think Brentford Arsenal I could do. Good question for you. Do you think we look better without Odegaard and Saka? Long term, I think we look better without... I would definitely look better at the moment without Odegaard. I would have dropped him. I think he is being dropped. I don't think it's true, this injury thing. But Saka, I still think, has a lot to offer. But I'm glad he's getting a bit of a break. Yeah, it comes in... You know, in America, they sell it in these long tubes and you just cut it. And it's just too much. Good night, superstars is a brilliant way of putting it. Be lucky and be good. Very well said. Please leave a comment if you'd watch the watch along on Thursday. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff. Don't have to do it, but if there's an appetite for it, I think I'm up for it. And hopefully we can grind out a win. And I'm going to leave you in with a bit of a tune, and possibly, like, I'll keep playing the same one, to be fair, but I'm going to go with Get Behind the Red Army, Handbrake Off. There is a new song on the channel. If you haven't already checked it out, drop a like on that. Walk the long road. Long road to the title. Anyway, thank you. You've all been wonderful. On behalf of myself and all the regulars, be lucky.
Raga Jungle Ensign, the Guna sound system. We come to mash up the dance tonight. Arsenal style, red and white. Get behind the red army. Moving like Ferraris. With the handbrake off. Take it off. With the handbrake off. No stop, no stop. Rattle the cage. The lions are awake. From Highbury's goes to the Emirates gates. Drums like thunder, hearts vibrate. When the cannon boom, it's too late. Take the handbrake off. Red Army rolling on. Saka on the wing, blazing trails. Trossard twist and the keeper whales. Arteta plan, never derail. Jungle drums on the red hot sails. Get behind the red army. get behind the red